Let's continue our conversation on the topic of fish oil. It's video number 2. And in this video, I will talk about properties of fish oil, such as anti-cancer, heart attack prevention, stroke, and diabetes type 2. If you're not my subscriber, you're probably thinking, what in the world to put everything in one basket? Cancer, diabetes, stroke prevention. Well, if you're my subscriber, you know that I do not say things just because. So let's go for the explanation to the blackboard. I already pre-drew my favorite picture of the digestive tract. This is mouse with the teeth, and we put fat here into our mouth. By the way, for the purpose of convenience, I divided fat into 2 big categories. Category number 1 is good. In this category belongs omega-3, including fish, avocado, and olive oil. And the bad fat, there is no, by the way, this division good and bad in real life, comes from, bad fat comes from the meat and dairy products. By the way, it's a good idea to eat good and bad fat in the ratio about 60% good and 40% bad. Why? Here, I will explain you in a second. So you put the fat here, good and bad. It's get into your stomach, get through the small intestine, get eventually absorbed through the digestive tract into the bloodstream. Let's draw bloodstream as a red. Here is the bloodstream. Here it is. And the fat that get absorbed through the digestive tract right here. This fat get delivered with the bloodstream into every single cell and help our body to build our cells. This is our cell. This is the nucleus with the DNA, our genetic information. And this is the cell membrane. And this cell membrane is built out of lipid bilayer. Lipid means fat. Bilayer means 2. And here is the one, and here is the second. This is the one, and here is the second. And when scientists look at this lipid bilayer, they said the ratio of good to bad is about 60 good and 40 bad. That's why I said here, this is the ratio, right? So because you want to build very nice structure of cell membrane, good to bad. What happens if the person does not want to eat fish or does not take a supplement? So as a result, you eat much more of bad fat. As a result, the body will build the cell membrane out of substances that it's available at the moment. As a result, when scientists look at the cell membrane, they said, this is not very sound cell membrane. It's very fluid. It's very fragile. What that means that when the insult happened to the cell could be easily broken and the content of the cell gets released into interstitial space. What that clinically means to us as a people. Suppose the cell membrane is located right here inside the blood vessel. So this is the normal cells that lining blood vessel. Here is the one cell with nucleus, here is the other, here is the third. But if you don't eat this ratio, you eat only bad fat, the cell membrane is built whatever is available. As a result, the cell, it looks like that. Here we go. One cell, another cell. One cell, another. And here goes the insult. Suppose the person had a stress and elevated blood pressure. Blood pressure goes high. As a result, this cell cannot withstand that. As a result, the cell is broken. As a result, the content of the blood vessel gets spilled out and goes into the tissues, which clinically translates. If this blood vessel is in the heart, it's a heart attack. If this is in the brain, it's a stroke. Okay, now let's go for the explanation for cancer and for diabetes type 2. Every cell membrane has on its surface numerous receptors. Let's say this is receptor for the estrogen. When estrogen comes in, sits here on the receptor it turns on the signal from the surface of the membrane. Signal goes into our genetic information, and the signal, when it's on, tells the cell start to reproduce, and the cells start to reproduce, so we make a daughter cell. Now, if there is no estrogen sitting here on the receptor, then the receptor is off, meaning that signal is not going into the nucleus and the cell is not reproducing. However, scientists notice that if the cell membrane is built out of different types of fat and not very stable, then what happened? This receptor on the surface of this non-stable cell membrane can actually get turned on in the absence of estrogen. As a result, the signal will be going inside the nucleus, telling this start to reproduce, and the cell will be reproducing because signal is on, and reproducing, signal is on, start to reproduce. Reproduce means cancer by definition. On the surface of the cell, we have a different type of receptor that looks like that. And this receptor is for insulin to sit here. And this insulin has sugar. In normal cell, through this receptor, insulin and sugar will come in and they separate. Insulin eventually will get out. Sugar will be used by the cell as the source of energy. In unstable cell membrane, let's suppose we will draw it like that. Here is our unstable cell membrane. That's different kinds of fat get here. Scientists notice that the receptor does not work well. It just cannot incorporate inside insulin and sugar. As a result, both insulin and the sugar will stay here in the bloodstream. As a result, insulin and sugar get elevated in the bloodstream. I will write here insulin and sugar, both up in the bloodstream. And when you go to the blood draw, elevated sugar and insulin means diabetes type 2. And the cells did not get that sugar inside and still will be communicating to body. I don't have enough sugar as a source of energy. Start to produce more insulin, and your body will produce more insulin, and you will be eating more sugar because you are hungry, because you need source of energy. Both insulin and sugar goes up and up and up, and cells still starving for the energy. I hope, friends, I made it clear for you to understand that diseases such as cancer, heart attack and stroke, and diabetes type 2 are multifactorial disease. If you don't have a very good cell membrane, that means that it cannot function. And you see that often in clinical setting, when person with diabetes type 2 say, hey, listen, I cut down on sugars, I eat low sugar diet. You give them a metformin, the sugar-lowering medication, and still sugar is as high and high and high. What you need to do, you need to look at the whole person. You need to see, do you eat actually a good diet? Yes or no? Is your digestive tract healthy or not? Maybe person eats healthy diet, but has a irritable bowel disease or ulcerative colitis. So a lot of nutrients, including fat, is lost. So you're thinking, oh, I put good fat here. Why it did not end up on my cell? Well, because it's lost in the toilet. So let's go just for a second. So let's go back for a second. So here's you see, like, you can eat fish, or you can take a supplement. So I actually like when people eat fish because you can get adequate EPA and DHA from the natural sources. That's it, guys, for today. If you have any questions, please ask me. Any comments, write down there. Please like, subscribe, and here is my contact information. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.